Good evening. Welcome to another episode of Uncommon Sense with Jose Negron. Now, before we get into the discussion, let me just acknowledge there's a comment in the chat. Good evening, Brooklyn Gwen. Thank you very much for stopping by. Um, for the benefit of those of you who are not familiar with the channel or watching this channel for the first time, the reason why it is called Uncommon Sense because here on this platform we discuss everyday issues where we try to find logical solutions, but not everyone uses logic. For that reason, it is called Uncommon Sense. Um, I want to let everybody know that I'm currently live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch. The subscriber note has been enabled, but for 5 minutes. So basically, if you're not a subscriber, you have to be a subscriber to the channel for at least 5 minutes in order to enter a comment. Now, the reason for the somber intro, I'm going to explain that into detail when I get into my section regarding in my words. First of all, I just want to give a huge shout out to all those who have already subscribed to the channel, whether it be from the beginning or recently as of last week. I really appreciate all your love and all the support that you've given me. I also want to give a huge shout out to all those who follow me on social media, particularly Instagram and TikTok. Your continued support really touches my heart. I also want to give a huge shout out to all those who allow me to enter into your devices, and a huge shout out to all those who watch from the clouds, even the haters. Okay. So as you can see by the thumbnail, the topic for tonight, why I hate Valentine Day. I'm going to explain that further, being that next week is Valentine's Day. The day has many meanings for different people, so we're going to discuss it further. Now, before we get into the topic, we're going to have another issue of In My Words. To be perfectly honest, I was thinking about postponing this stream tonight, and I'm going to explain to you why. First of all, many of you are familiar that Carl Weathers, who played Apollo Creed in the first four Rocky films, and also starred in Arnold Schwarzenegger, passed away last week. He was 76 years old when, according to reports from his family, he departed to his final reward in his sleep. He was truly loved by millions of fans, and of course, people remember him from the films, from Rocky 1 through 4 and things of that nature. He was also a professional football player, and he's going to be missed. And I just want to say my condolences to his family and fans and supporters and friends. Now, the real reason for the somber intro is that unfortunately, our family suffered death today. Our nephew Jimmy Santiago passed away today. I don't have all the details regarding his passing. All I know is the following: that he was hospitalized today, and unfortunately, they could not save my nephew. So he's gone to his final destination, whatever it may be. And it just serves as a reminder that tomorrow is not promised to anyone, okay? And we need to do what we can to make each day meaningful, okay? Thank you. Thank you, Keisha. Really appreciate that. Yeah, thank you very much, Brooklyn William. And what is so sad is that, he was young. I mean, he was in his late 40s, early 50s. So that's young. I mean, if you're fortunate, the normal lifespan for a human being is anywhere between 70 and 80 years old. And then if you are blessed, able to live past 80, that is truly a blessing. And the fact of the matter is, he went away, he passed away so young. It is sad. Uh, his father, who was my oldest brother, passed away when he was 36 years old, um, due to complications regarding HIV. Okay, and it just tells us how we need to value life. Okay, and we need to do what we can to take proper care of ourselves. Now, I'm not going to. I mean, I don't want to add anything further than that. But the fact of the matter is, tomorrow is not promised to anyone. So we do, first, we owe it to ourselves and to our loved ones to try to live a healthy lifestyle to the extent that we're able. And when I mean a healthy lifestyle, I don't just mean in the physical, I also mean the mental, psychological, and the spiritual. Okay. Some of you do not know that I am a born again Christian. I have been saved for almost 36 years. So, death is a part of life. Okay. However, um, the best way to live is to try to take care of yourself, try to keep a healthy attitude physically, mentally, and spiritually. Okay. And of course, my nephew made his mistakes like we all do. Okay. None of us is perfect. None of us can say that they're better than anyone else. We all made our mistakes. Some of them are bigger than others. However, um, my nephew was loved by us, and he has gone to his final reward. So, what I would like to say to all of you, if there's family members which you are estranged to, family members which you have some sort of a conflict for whatever reason, what other explanation, if you can, try to get it resolved, because once that person goes away, not only does that person die, but there's also the all possibility of a reconciliation. And that is the worst thing to happen, knowing that you're going through the rest of your life, uh, not be able to reconcile with someone because that someone is no longer physically with us. I would not wish that on anybody. Um, but I do appreciate all the love and support that I've gotten from those who have already stepped forward, with their messages of condolences. I'm sure there'll be other people that will express their messages and condolences as well. Um, I also inform, um, my union as well, and I'm sure, in time, they will also express their moments of condolences and also their moments of solidarity. So it's times like this, it causes you to reflect on what's really important. A lot of the stuff that happens here in these YouTube streets are not very important. The beats regarding who's the best person around, who's slandering who, that's not important. What's important is try to be the best version of yourself every single day. No matter what is your circumstances, no matter what problems you're going through, Always try to be your best and always be mindful that whatever you're going through, there is always someone that's having a worse situation than you have. This is something to bear in mind. And I think thinking in that light, it'll help us to maintain a certain level of humility and not become boastful. Okay, because just as blessings come, curses come as well. And the key is to be the same spirit person no matter what. Um, a perfect for me, a perfect example is Job in the Old Testament. Um, he lost everything, his possessions, his family, and whatever. He was physically touched by disease, but he refused to curse God. Okay, and that speaks wow regarding someone to be faithful to God even through all that tragedy. Okay, well, with that being said, we're going to get on to the main topic. So, excuse me, just a step away for a moment. Now, the fact of the matter is, I'm sure some of you are probably thinking, who would hate Valentine's Day? Okay, well, first of all, there are people who love it, there are people who hate it. Why I'm talking it? Because, in fact of the matter is, um, next week is Valentine's Day. So, it will help. Okay. So let's first of all let's discuss. Let me explain to you what is Valentine's Day. It is also called Saint Valentine's Day or Feast of Saint Valentine. It is a it's celebrated on February the 14th. Now, originally, this was a Christian feast day honoring a martyr named Valentine, and for later folk tradition, it's become significant culture, religious, and other commercial celebration of romance, love in many regions of the world. Okay, so basically, it started out as a feast day, and then during time, it became known as a day for lovers. Okay, it's a day for couples and things of that nature. One thing we have to bear in mind that when it comes to the word love, that is like the most overused word, one of the most overused words ever uttered. And the problem is a lot of people confuse love for lust. And also, we have to make a distinction. There are different types of love. There are different levels of love. Okay. First of all, there's the type of love that um, a parent will share towards their children and children towards their parents. Okay. Then there's a type of love you share regarding close friends. Then there's another type of love when it's more of a erotic love, and that's reserved for loved ones. Okay. So let me just briefly explain. Okay. Now, eros refers to sexual love, which is the type of love that will be reserved within two committed people whether it be in marriage or in a relationship or things of that nature. Okay. Then you have what's called filling, which is a type of love amongst siblings and close friends. And then you have agape, which is divine love. That's the type of love that comes from between God and us. Why am I explaining all this? So we can have a firm understanding what this day is about. Now to get into the meat of the topic, okay. Now, why are there certain people that hate Valentine's Day? Okay, well, there are many reasons why. For those who are single, or that is people who are not in a committed relationship, what it does, it reinforces the fact that they're not in a relationship. And also another reason why people do not care too much about Valentine's Day is because it's one of those holidays that's overly commercialized. I mean, even as far back as December, during the Christmas season, you see various companies advertising regarding jewelry and expensive gifts or things to this nation that nature to show love. Okay, so that's another reason why. Also, another reason why is a lot of pressure, mainly on the guys, to get expensive gifts to their wives and girlfriends. Okay. And also, another thing to bear in mind, there are 365 days in the year. We have every day of the year to express the love that we have for our family, our siblings, our loved one, our children. I mean, to put so much an emphasis on February the 14th to show love, it's kind of like the same principle as being thankful the fourth Thursday in November. Every day of the year we should be thankful, but there's so much an emphasis of being thankful on the fourth Thursday of November. So what I'm going to do is just give me a moment. Oops. Just give me a moment. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share something. Just give me a moment. I should have done this um, while I was getting ready, and I do apologize. I am pretty occupied. My nephew's passing. Okay. So, oh, and I just want to remind everyone that the link to join the panel has been pinned. So if anyone wishes to join the panel and express their point of view, you're more than welcome to do so. What I will ask, if this is your first time here, I'm going to ask you to please come up in the backstage. And the reason for that, to make sure that no one flashes anything inappropriately, which was caused the good people of YouTube to take down the stream. Okay? And if people don't like that, I'm sorry. But I am got to do what I can to protect the integrity of this platform. So I'm going to share my screen. Hopefully, the image will appear. Okay. 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 So this is an article I came across, and it says 7 reasons why we should all hate Valentine's Day for the anti-Valentine people. Now, let me just give you my perspective. I'll give you my perspective in a few minutes. Let me, the most lawful case. There are 7 most common reasons why a lot of people also hate the Day of Hearts. Okay. Okay. Number one, spending and expecting too much on a date. Valentine's Day is almost synonymous with presents because everyone, even singles, is expected to give and show their love. Flowers, chocolate, and a couple of shirt demand will skyrocket will be skyrocketing this day with a huge markup on that. People will also expect their partners to do something very special like baking cookies or taking them out to movies. There are better ways to express love. Buying overpriced sweet products and manufactured love might not be one of those things. Okay. Number two, social pressure to participate. Those who don't have a partner will find themselves being looked down upon by a lot of people. It's a whole day reminder that you are alone today. Great. And and to be perfectly honest, and again, it kind of takes twists the meaning regarding today. They social express love and friendship. Number three, public places are jam packed. Ugh, I hate this the most. As a single or involved person, no matter what my relationship status, I always hate going out on a V day. You see, places are so draining. This might be the worst reason for a lot of people, single or in a relationship, to restaurants are full of reservations, and so you need to queue up to have a meal. There's more people than usual in the streets, and most of them are walking slowly and taking their time. Public utility transportation are full of couples that occupy the chairs, leaving singles standing, and last not least, it's harder to navigate in some places because of the sudden influx of people. Number four, unnecessary spending of money. This is given that even dating or courting, maybe I love precious money too much, but I hate parting with it. For example, according to Investopedia, chocolate prices are always fluctuating and consumers are not always aware of the price hike. This might be just 1 year expense, but it's still unnecessary expense. And frugal people shouldn't be happy with buying anything V-Day related on a number five. Meetings expectations every year. The same reason why I dread birthdays every year because the moment I give that killer gift, I have another year to think of something to top that gift. The pressure is high, especially on V Day. Hey, this is just the person you're sleeping next to every night. The pressure is to excel. While there are expectations that you will have to do something special to your partner because of the reason that is Valentine's Day. Number six, the people in relationships. Okay, that doesn't mean that all people in relationships are problematic during Valentine's Day. However, there are people who've been overexerting their expectations, flexing a bit much that they love muscle. They are the ones that on Facebook going on and on bragging about their perfect life. You know what I'm talking about. We've seen it in our Facebook timelines. And number seven, the people without significant others. Okay, on the flip side, there's also single people who bring negativity to people who are genuinely celebrating the occasion because they are in love. I've been on both sides of the fence. I hated some of the negative singletons in my life, poking holes in my relationship, or just playing the pity game. Okay, so I'm gonna park it here. Excuse me, just give me a moment. Okay. Okay. Now, this is okay. Now, I'm going to give you my take when it comes to Valentine's Day. I don't, okay, I used to dread it because it's a simply reminder that I didn't have a significant other. I've gotten to the point where I realized it's another day out of the 365. Okay. Dreading it is not going to change the day. Okay. I just simply try to be the best version of myself, whether I'm in a committed relationship or not in a committed relationship. Okay. So I don't dread it as much. At the same time, I'm not like I'm looking for it with a great deal of expectation regarding it. It's just basically I've gone to the point where I accept that the day exists and that you know try to bear in mind what I perceive to be the true meaning behind this day. Okay, it is an expression of love, not just towards your romantic partner or partners, but also as a day of love regarding your parents, your siblings, um, your friends and neighbors. Okay. Now, in my case, where I work, I'm the only male employee in my department, and it's been brought to my attention that I am given, okay, well, let's keep it real, drafted, so to speak, to bring chocolates for everybody. Uh, mm, no, thank you. I might bring a box of chocolates and then everyone can partake, whatever. But me bring chocolates and whatever to every single female, yeah, okay. Good evening, Irby. Thank you very much for stopping by. The topic for tonight is why I hate Valentine's Day. Okay. So, and the reason why I'm discussing it because not everyone is happy on this time of day, this day. Okay. Um, I also have to report some sad news that uh, my nephew passed away today. Um, he was young. He was in his late 40s, but I like to think that he is no longer suffering whatever medical ailments that he was inflicted with. So, and also it's another reminder that life is very precious and that we should value it. We should also value the time that God gives us and try to make every day as productive as we can and also try to be a positive uh, thank you, Irving, a positive influence as much as we can. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just give you. I'm just going to share something else. So, and again, as a reminder, everybody, the link to join the panel has been pinned. So if anyone wants to express a point of view, maybe you think I don't know what I'm talking about, by all means, you can come and share your point of view. Just keep it respectable. That's all I ask. Yeah, I agree. I agree. I mean, when you think about some of the beefs that we see here, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, it's very petty. And it's like, there are more important things to talk about than who's the best creator, who's the best this, and then talking about this person's a baby mama, this person's a baby daddy, this person's is a simp, and this person, whatever, and calling everyone everything but a child of God. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share another article. Now this might not last more than an hour, depending how the stream goes. Okay, oops. So basically, what I'm going to be talking about will be through the perspective that people are not exactly uh, in Valentine's Day. And here's another article called Five Reasons You Actually Hate Valentine's Day. And so let's see what the article says. Five reasons why people actually hate Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day is an every year love fair. It comes, excites, love-struck brain, and leaves with a hole in most pockets. But somewhere down the line, Valentine, excuse me, I don't need this. Somewhere down the line, Valentine's Day is also playing with our mental health more than we think. You may have heard of your single or perhaps even committed friends saying they hate the concept. While hate is a strong word and we use it for most extreme cases, there are five top reasons why people this day of love. Yeah, I agree. I mean, look, it's what you make of it. Okay, second one, the mental torture of not being in a relationship. You may not realize it, but many people feel a series of emotional setbacks around this time of the year. Those who are not in a relationship of voluntary forces into thinking why they are alone is a special thing. This may be fun at first, but it can take a toll on many single minds. Okay, now here's, I'm sorry, this computer is acting up. Number three, people are not true about their feelings. People are not true about their feelings, even those cheesiest couples on the verge of breakup can get back together during Valentine week. This does not necessarily mean that they hate each other, but they're definitely not in love either. There's nothing but an emotional pile of certain hidden feelings that should come out in order not to be suppressed. Having a committed friend who goes through this V-Day challenge every year, don't worry, we feel your hatred for it. Number four, kids get the wrong idea about love. Kids get the wrong idea of love. It's the absurd notion that this is the only day to celebrate love is not great example for kids around us. Not only does it nurture in their mind the wrong matter, but it also gives them definitely a wrong idea about love in the first place. The love we feel for our parents, friends, and close ones need to be acknowledged as well, and not only on their birthdays. Which brings me a point that I was talking about earlier. We have 365 days out of the year to express love, gratitude, joy, happiness, okay? To compel people to experience this emotion on the 14th of February, to feel what they wish every day of the year, whether it be the 4th of July, whether it be Valentine's Day, whether it be Thanksgiving, whether it be Christmas, or what have you. But this overemphasis of feeling love and love and love, mm, that's not healthy. Unnecessary attention, probably the foremost reason why people get a majority of be their haters is the unnecessary attention that they get. People wish to take the day off on this day and celebrate love. While this may be a celebration of love for many, it's not a festival of noble day which requires a day off. Expensive goods, over the top brand created days, and a population higher in ecstasy is not everyone's day of happiness. Expensive splurging. Upset about some jewelry, expensive gifts, just to show that you truly love that person. So basically, it becomes, let's face it, V-Day is the marketing gimmick of plenty of brands. They're not only selling love, but making huge profit of it. The price of most ordinary items like chocolates and cakes go high. Expensive splurging in combination with love is not everyone's cup of tea. So let me just pop this. Okay, let's see. Okay, but this is like I said before. I'm not here to villainize Valentine's Day. What I'm trying to do is lend my lend my voice to those who are not exactly all that happy with the holiday. Okay, and part of the problem is it creates a lot of unreasonable expectations, and it kind of gives a false image of love. Love based on how much you spent or waiting for February the 14th to express your love for someone. Okay. So you mean to tell me that you're not able to express your love on the 15th of November or the 13th of February or the 15th of February? You gotta wait until February the 14th to express this love. Okay. And if you truly love someone, you're going to value them completely. You're going to put up with all their idiosyncrasies and flaws, okay? Because I know for one thing, whoever I get into, get into a relationship, I mean, I'm gonna have to deal with all the flaws that the other person have, and at the same time, that person is gonna have to deal with all my flaws. Okay. And let me tell you something. A true meaning of love is when you deal with the person all the time. The senior center, I will volunteer at this anyone. Okay, that's nice. That's nice. You see, and that's something that we have to bear in mind. Look, when it comes to the people celebrating the sunset years, okay, particularly those who are widows and widowers, okay, this can be a very lonely day, okay. First of all, because their significant other has passed on, it could be a very lonely day because sometimes their children and their loved ones don't visit them, don't contact them, don't send emails and things of that nature. And part of the problem is we take people for granted, particularly when it comes to the elderly. Okay. And one thing we have to bear in mind is that tomorrow is not promised to anybody. Okay. And the fact of the matter is, and again, I'm not saying don't celebrate Valentine's Day. What I am saying is every day out of the year, you should take time to express your love and gratitude to at least one person. Okay. Which could be your spouse if you are married. It could be your significant loved one. It could be your parents, should they be alive. It could be your children, your grandchildren. It could be cousins, friends, close friends. Okay. Yes, let's follow Dreadlock Diary's example. Let's get those likes up, please. Okay. And the thing is, it doesn't hurt you and does help with the algorithm. Okay. And speaking about love, I just want to give a huge shout out to all my supporters. Okay. You are the reason why I have achieved success I have. Within the last 3 months, I have gained so many subs. I have received so many views, particularly when it comes to um, my shorts. Okay. Um, I wonder why. Okay. Now, I could kind of understand if you hate it because, maybe not everyone is blessed with money to buy gifts. Okay. I can understand that and I can appreciate it. But, the fact of the matter is, gift doesn't, you don't have to buy a gift. You can create a gift. Okay. Like, for example, if you are into knitting, you can knit a sweater, you can knit gloves, you can knit mittens, you can knit a hat. Okay. Okay. But you know what? Okay, Shal, huge shout out to you. Okay. Because I'm truly glad for the progress that you have made. Okay. Also, as far as there are many other ways to express love without spending a dime. Like, for example, preparing a special meal for your significant other, okay? Or maybe lifting the spirits of your significant other, okay? Now, these are ways that you can express love because you love it. And actually, it'll be more meaningful, okay? Okay. If you are able to give an encouraging word to your loved one, whether it be your significant other or maybe a close friend that's going through a difficult time, and then, okay, okay, well, you know what? There are other ways to show love, okay? Having someone that you can share your sadness, someone that you can speak with while you're going through your trials and tribulations, that means more than buying a gift. And what's really special is that when you allow your significant other to basically cry on your shoulder. Okay, well, thank you, Brooklyn. Um, okay, the fact of the matter is that is a huge morale booster. Okay, and sometimes you just have to give the person a hug. Okay, so I mean, this look. There are ways that you can show love, you can express love, and you don't have to spend a dime. Okay. See, this is the problem that some of the problems that I have when it comes to this holiday. It creates this notion that if you do not spend a large amount of money, or you don't spend a certain amount of money, a significant amount of money, that means that you do not love that person. Okay. Well, I'm sorry, Keisha, that you actually had that happened today. Um, Of course, you do have my number in case you want to reach out and talk, or or you can just DM me on Instagram if you feel like talking. If you do not feel like talking, I understand because everyone has got to deal with their sadness as they see fit. Okay, but the problem, okay, the problem I have is that when you take, okay, um, I have an idea why, but I would rather let Keisha address that if she chooses to do so. Um, but the fact of the matter is that this day has begun extremely commercialized. I mean, excuse me. I'm sorry about that. That was just basically uh, my share right to calling me regarding my trips for tomorrow. Um, as I stated, look, the fact of the matter is, this is a perfect example of one of the problems with when you over commercialize a holiday. Okay, it creates a lot of unnecessary pressure. Okay, Keisha, I don't know if you want to join the panel and share your thoughts regarding this day. If you do, great. If you don't, I understand because some people may not want to join. Okay. Now, I'm not here to like have Valentine's Day bad. Okay. What I do hope that people will understand and try to get a more realistic approach when it comes to this day. Okay. And again, let me make this perfectly clear. Well, believe me, I have had public meltdowns as well. So it's perfectly understandable. I mean, but if you do, like I said, if you do want to come down and express your thoughts on the panel, that's perfectly fine. If not, I get it. But going back, there are 365 days out of the year to express your love, and there's many ways that you can express your love without buying a gift. Okay. Okay. If you don't mind, I'll reach out to you tomorrow, and then one if you feel comfortable talking, we can talk. Otherwise, I understand. I respect your point of view. But the big, like I said before, the big issue is this, and it's usually the same companies that over commercialize this thing. The jewelry companies, the fur companies, the confectionery companies and things of that nature. And it's like you got to spend hundreds of dollars on this piece of jewelry, or you got to spend hundreds of dollars or thousands of dollars on this engagement ring, or you got to do this and what have you. Okay, I mean, look, it will help if we can maintain a perspective that's more appropriate. Okay, which is the following. Yes, we should express our love for the people that are very close to us. Okay, that are in our inner circle. But we shouldn't wait until the 14th of February to do that. Okay, we should do that every day of the year, and we shouldn't wait until the person is nearly death to express our love. And what's even worse is that we don't say anything to certain people, and then when they are no longer physically with us, then we're crying and begging them not to go. Okay? The dead cannot hear your cries. The dead cannot hear your words. Okay? The time to express your love and affection to people is while they are alive. Once they are gone, I mean, I'm sorry, until we meet with them in heaven, there's really nothing that could be done. Okay. And unfortunately, I've been to funerals when people are, have gotten very emotional. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Irving. So, I mean, I've seen people get very done, like, I mean, basically almost pass out Part of it is the grief. Part of it could be there was unresolved issues that were never addressed. And again, and I hate to harp on it, but the fact of the matter is, the time to address those issues is when the person is alive. Once they are gone, it is too late. And that's something that we all need to bear in mind. Okay. Now, there's nothing wrong with giving your significant other flowers or chocolate or what have you, as long as you're not spending your entire paycheck to do it. There's nothing wrong with treating your significant other uh, to a meal, or better yet, preparing breakfast for your significant other. Okay, and I'm sure that that person, whether it be male or female, they would appreciate it immensely. Okay, so it's not even so much spending a whole bunch of money. It's the thought that counts. It's the expression that counts. Okay, and of course, unfortunately, this has been said over and over again. But the fact of the matter is, a flower can be more meaningful than 100 roses. Okay, or just simply you know being letting the other person vent. That means more than anything else. So, for those of you, for whatever reason, that Valentine's Day is not exactly your favorite day, what I'm gonna ask you to do is bear in mind the following. First of all, every day of the year, it's an opportunity to express your love for someone, whether it be your parents. Okay. Now, I see here we have a guest, so I'm just going to bring in my guest. Okay. Good evening, Keshal.
Good evening. I just wanted to pop in because I feel like I'm sounding like a punk. So I'm gonna just try to be bigger right now. Good evening. Thank you for allowing me up.
Okay. Well, first of all, thank you for being on the platform. Um, so, what do you think regarding the discussion?
I think it's very valid, very interesting, and I feel like every generation treats it differently. And I think it's a good topic to have because everyone's not, excited about Valentine's Day. So it's a valid conversation.
Yeah. And I think, like I said, part of the problem is that it's over commercialized. I mean, it's like among the days that are over commercialized are Christmas, Valentine's Day, Easter, and to a certain extent, Mother's Day. Your point of view.
Yeah, I think they go heavy on the women and the kids. They know that's where the money is at for sure. And Valentine's Day, I feel like they put a lot of pressure, on men as well to like go above and beyond. There's a lot of diamond, bling, gold jewelry, and it's a lot of pressure for both people to like you said, it ain't just about that one day, but for some people to get the best gift.
Yeah. And to be perfectly honest, sometimes the best gifts are the gifts that you don't spend a lot of money, or you don't spend no money. It's when you give of yourself.
Absolutely. You see a lot of people on social media show you how to do things in the house, where, DIY things you can do, being real romantic.
Okay, you know what? The problem. See, the problem with social media, it creates this impossible impression, this impossible image that not everyone can fulfill. And it's like, if a man spends money to get his lady 100 roses, that means the guy's got to spend like buy for 1,000 roses. I mean, really, when does it stop?
And then what does that say for the man that doesn't buy roses or for the woman that don't get roses?
Yeah, exactly. And it's, and also what gets forgotten is that, excuse me, what gets forgotten in all this is that it's also an opportunity for the lady to show her love and appreciation to her significant other.
Yeah, they definitely generalize it more towards the man versus the female to the man. It definitely seems more of a holiday that the man is obligated and required and accountable to do for the woman, not the other way around.
Exactly. And like I said before, we have 365, well, this year, 366 days in this year. So every day should be a day to show our love and appreciation for those who are in our inner circle.
Absolutely, amen. That's a fact. And some people get caught up in the commercialized holidays, like you're saying, or the trends of social media, and they lose sight.
Yeah.
Hi, Brooklyn.
Yeah. Very well, like I said, you know, and believe me, to go through this holiday, with limited resources, that could be very a big downer.
Sorry, I was trying to log into YouTube to comment in the chat. But yeah, definitely a lot of pressure that definitely led to my meltdown for sure.
Yeah. So basically, what I'm trying to do is try to bring some reality in this holiday. I'm not saying people should hate the day. I'm not saying people should go overboard the day. But what I'm saying is that um, treat it as a day to express love, not just to your significant others, but for those who are in your inner circle.
I agree. And for some people, I feel like, you need to just not treat it as is a special holiday. It's not really a real holiday. We don't get a day off paid to be off of work for Valentine's Day. It's not a real holiday. It's like, I'm not going to call it made up, but, no one gets paid to be home on Valentine's Day. So it's a regular day, really.
Yeah. And another problem is the word love has been misused and twisted and misapplied also many ways. Would you agree?
Yep, I agree. I feel like it's a very manipulative word depending on who's using it, and it's not understood, it's misunderstood and overused.
Yeah. Which is why, on the beginning of this stream, I made it a point to illustrate what is the meaning behind this day, which was basically it was a day to remember a Christian mother. So basically, it went from celebrating a Christian mother to basically it's a competition who can outspend more for their significant other.
That's interesting. My daughter was telling me about she went to a Galentine's party. I said, "What is a Galentine's party?" She said, "A Galentine's party is when a whole bunch of girls get together and do, various girly things and celebrate each other and show love and buy gifts and bring food and have fun." I'm like, "Oh, I didn't know what that meant." It's called the
Yeah.
Galentine. Have you ever heard of a Galentine?
I've never heard of it, but see, I think when we are able to celebrate love in a more realistic way, it's healthier mentally.
Yep, absolutely. I mean, I think again, the pressure, the trends of real life and fake life, and what we constantly see on the news and blogs and podcasts and TV can definitely, add to that and, make it unhealthy because you just try to duplicate or replicate what you see.
Yeah. Exactly. So, like I said before, basically, it's my attempt to try to bring some refocus into what it is and encourage the audience that we should express our love every day out of the year. Okay? We shouldn't just like it's like waiting until the fourth Thursday in November to give thanks. We should give thanks every day. We should show appreciation every day.
Yep, that's a fact. People are selfish. People don't think like that though.
Well, you know what? We can only do what we can and make sure that um, we express our love and appreciation to those that we've been blessed with. Of course, you know that unfortunately, my family we had a death in our family today. My nephew passed away.
Yeah, I heard you open up the stream with that. I was surprised to hear that. I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, I was surprised too, but you know it. For some, in some way, it kind of, you know, it's in line with this day because the fact of the matter is, we should be always be prepared to express our love and appreciation to those that are in the circles. We shouldn't wait until the person is gone to express our love, um, because unfortunately, when you're gone, the dead cannot hear our words. And the fact of the matter is, we should take the time to value those that are in our circle, and don't wait until they're like in their deathbeds to show our love. Um, just, I mean, this is kind of sad, but when I can only recall my father expressing that he loved me, and that when he was sick.
Yeah, that's a little bit sad, and we definitely all experience love in different ways. And sometimes when we're receiving it, we don't even understand it as love at the time. It's not until later that we get it was love. So I can
Yeah.
understand that.
Yeah. And unfortunately, people confuse love for lust.
Oh yeah, bingo, Yahtzee, Yahoo for sure. Yep, those words, those two four-letter words are definitely misused.
Yes, particularly when it comes to the members of the opposite sex.
Unfortunately, especially around Valentine's Day, there's gonna be a lot of hurt feelings for some people out here.
Yes, because unfortunately, um, you have certain individuals who try to pressure the members of the opposite sex to do things that they don't feel comfortable with, or things of that nature, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, lots of that, definitely. I'm happy that I'm not in that age range where I feel like I have to be a part of that society of people of showing the social media story or being the coworker with all the people looking at my office desk of what's in there because again it will have you questioning your own self judgment and your own perspective and your own values or how you do things. So I'm good on that. I really am. Like I'm not a flower kind of girl anyway.
Yeah, which is also the reason why I decided to explain the different types of love. Like, for example, there's the type of love that a parent will have towards their children, or their siblings. Okay, and then you have the type of love that you have among with close friends, and then you have this type of love that's restricted towards people who are romantically involved, which is called eros. And then there is agape, which means God's love, the love that God has for each one of us.
Yeah, that's true. We definitely have different forms of love.
Yeah. And look, the fact of the matter is, there is a lot of people who don't love themselves.
Yeah, sad but true.
Okay.
Sad but true.
And unfortunately, you can see it. You have certain individuals who try to validate themselves in unhealthy ways.
Yeah, that's always unfortunate, but that's today as well. A lot of these people in the 20 in this new generation, yeah, that's them you're talking about right there.
Yeah. It is sad, but it is very true. Okay. So so I just want to first of all, I just want to encourage those that don't feel very comfortable on February the 14th. Don't feel guilty. Um, just just do what you can. Wow, that's very nice of you, Brooklyn. Thank you. Uh, just try to be the best version of yourself, and if you're with someone, just there are many ways to show love without going broke. And for those who, for whatever reason, are alone, love yourself and show love to those who are in your inner circle.
Yep, that's true. For real, you don't gotta have a boyfriend or a husband or a wife or fiance. You can love your kids. You can love your grandparents. You can love your siblings. You can show love to different areas and spaces.
Okay. So at this point, I'm just gonna wrap this up. I don't know if you're able to stay to just to speak a little bit in the backstage. If you are, great. If not, I understand. Before you go, I just want to encourage everyone. If you have not done so, please subscribe to Kishan's channels. Would you like to talk about your channels before we end this train?
Sure, I have two channels. So my main channel is Dreadlock Diaries, where I talk about my dreadlock journey from day one to now, and I pretty much talk about all the DIYs, the hairstyles, the struggles, stereotypes, all things that come with, personal care and, grooming and maintaining my dreadlocks. And my second page is called NY Grapevine. On the NY Grapevine channel, I talk about celebrity gossip, tea, reviews, salacious conversations, more risque things that do not fit the dreadlock personal care type of thing. So please be sure to check me out. If you like what you hear, please subscribe to the channels. Um, Thank you so much for allowing me to do that.
Okay. Would you be able to hang in the backstage for a couple of minutes, or you have to go?
I have to go, but we can definitely talk tomorrow.
Okay, definitely. Well, first of all, thank you very much for stopping by. Would you like to say anything regarding the topic before you go?
This week on my show, I'm gonna talk about something I post on my community channel. But regarding your topic, this is a great topic for Valentine's Day. I hope everyone understands to not feel the pressure and to love our neighbors and our partners and people every day, not just on a special day. And this message video is definitely for somebody out there who needs to hear it. So be sure to subscribe to this channel, like, share, comment, and support our network of people.
Okay, well, thank you very much for stopping by, and I really appreciate your input. And just be encouraged. You do have people who do love you, who do care about you, and you'll get through this.
Thank you, Jose. I'll definitely talk to you tomorrow. Just give me a text so I can look for your call, okay?
All right, thank you very much. Have a good night.
Good night. Good night, everyone.
Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give you my final thoughts. Like I said before, this was not meant to be an anti. Okay, it's NY Grapevine and Dreadlock Diaries. One of them, yeah. So, you can see right away. But the whole point is to try to bring some perspective um, regarding this day. And look, not everyone is looking forward to this day, which is understandable. Okay. So we're not here to villainize those who do not like this day or those that do. What I wanted to do is bring some reality and for be an encouraging word for those who do feel lonely this day, this time of the year. Okay. So with that being said, uh, I will have another topic on Wednesday regarding divorce and why people decide to get a divorce. Okay. Now, why am I going to be talking about it? Because unfortunately, that's a reality. There's some people that unfortunately, um, for whatever reason, have to end their marriage due to multiple reasons. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a discussion regarding that, regarding why people get the divorce, and of course, women get divorces for different reasons other than guys, and sometimes, let's keep it real, some of the women made erroneous choices as far as who they marry and when they decide to walk away. So this is not meant to be another anti-female stream. It is meant to simply have a discussion. Okay. And of course, all of you are more than welcome to enter your comments after the stream is over. What I'm going to ask is please keep it respectable, folks. Okay. And as always, a huge shout out to everyone that appeared in the chat. Huge shout out to Keisha for sharing her thoughts. Okay. So with that being said, just take this as another day in the year. Okay. And try not to let it depress you too much. Okay. I know it's easier for me to say it, but do try. And just remember, each one of you are loved. Okay. So, with that being said, we're gonna close with this saying: we must do everything possible to minimize our content with the mentally and intellectually challenged. Because if we fail to do so, we will be infected with by their stupidity and massive insanity. This has been another episode of Uncommon Sense with Hossein Brown. Wishing you all a pleasant night. Good night. Take care. Stay blessed and peace.